Morning. I was thinking, as I said it before, I had a lot of thoughts, and sometimes my thoughts make sense up here, but when they come out down here, they don't. So I'm hoping you can follow along with what I'm trying to say here. But I was looking at the cup and the bread that we have up here, and I was just thinking it's amazing. In John 1, he talks about, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through Him all things were made, and without Him nothing was made that has been made. In Him was the life, and that life was the light of all mankind. And then over in John 1 still, but 14, it said, the Word became flesh and made His dwelling among us. We have seen His glory, the glory of the one and only Son who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. And He's here with us today. That's the point when I was looking at in the beginning, before all was made, God had a plan, and here we sit today in 2015, about to be done with 2015, and Jesus' representation is here with us, His remembrance, and the plan that God had for us. But where I was really wanting to go is in Matthew. I was thinking about the reason for Jesus coming. In Matthew 9, starts in verse 10, it says, while Jesus was having dinner with Matthew's house, many tax collectors and sinners came and ate with His disciples. And the Pharisees saw this, and they wanted to know what was up with that. Why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners? And Jesus' response to them was, it is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. But go and learn what this means. And what He was wanting them to figure out was, I desire mercy, not sacrifice. For I have come to call the righteous, but not sinners. And where it got complicated for me was, and it got back into Genesis, how God dealt with sin before, when Noah was on the earth. And the Lord, in Genesis 6:5, the Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of man and the hearts was only evil all the time. And I can't picture what life was like back then, but I can picture life, what it's like today, the world that we're living in, and I think God's probably got the same thoughts going through His head. But He made a covenant with us through Noah that He would never do what He did before, and so the new covenant is right here beside us. And the neat thing about that is Jesus' words in John 14:6. And this was God's plan. So Jesus answered, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you really know me, you will know my Father as well. And from now on, you do know Him and have seen Him. How blessed we really are, Spencer said. I was thinking about that we have a God that loves us, that it's unfathomable to think that He sent His only Son that was with Him in the beginning to die for us. And we have the opportunity, just by faith and belief, that we can see our Father, as Jesus said. You have seen Him. We haven't, but through His Word we have. And how blessed we really are to have, the things that we do in this world and see in this world, and we have a comfort to know that God cares about us and wants us to be with Him. Would you go to Father with me in prayer?